My name is Mary Schlusser, and I am the HR manager for Vitro Architectural Glass. I've worked in manufacturing HR for over 15 years, and I'm excited to be here with you today. So let me tell you a little bit about our factory setting. So Vitro is a two-line float glass operation. We're a 53-year-old facility, so it was built by PPG 53 years ago. Very old school, I'll call it that way. It was built in South Central Pennsylvania, not far from Mechanicsburg and Carlisle, and it was built because it was surrounded by farm fields, and so this was an opportunity for more workforce. So we have a 4-crew rotating operation. They work 12-hour schedules, which is very challenging. If you know anything about a glass, once a furnace starts, it's going to run for 10 to 15 years without shutting off ever. I see somebody shaking their head down there. They know that operation well. So it's challenging. So we had over 400 employees at our facility, and just like many of you, we were short on workers. So today I'm going to talk to you about the journey we have been on at Vitro, laying the foundation to create opportunity for a flexible workforce. So some of the challenges that we face: we were managing 188 unique skills across 245 employees in 5 departments. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Sorry, my fault. And how many of you have skills matrix in here? Okay. Are they up to date? Real life? Up to date. Who have access to them? Do our supervisors have access to them? Right? So whenever you have a call off, somebody has access to that file, right? Because it's a nightmare to backfill those vacancies, right? So it can be very challenging. We need to know who's trained, who can come in and fill those positions. This is also leading to so much forced overtime because our supervisors are calling people in that we know are qualified, right? Because there's not any documentation that says that they're qualified to do that job. So for us, we had to find a change. We needed to do something different. So we needed real-time visibility into the skills of our workforce, and that's when we partnered with WiM. So let me talk to you about the transformation. So since implementing a skills-based model, we've reduced overtime and improved our voluntary OT participation. We've had over 12,000 hours completed in voluntary overtime in 7 months. Our supervisors have instant access to worker availability and to skills. Our employees have access and can control their own career paths through an app. And now we have cross-trained workers. They can bring it to our attention that they're interested in getting cross-trained. And quite frankly, our workers didn't even know those opportunities existed prior to bringing WiM in there. So we've implemented this program with all of our full-time workers, and now we're looking at even more ways to create flexibility, like partial shift acceptance and a flex worker program. So we've laid the foundation to be able to implement both of those within our plant. So why a flex worker pool? A flex worker pool helps manufacturers retain the talent, optimize coverage, and reduce cost. So we have to reduce full-time worker fatigue. Let's face it, our full-time workers, they're tired. They're tired because they don't have a work-life balance. And so we need to create an opportunity for them to take a break. Lower OT costs. But what other costs are we looking at lowering as well? We're lowering our turnover costs because our full-time workers are looking for other opportunities because they're exhausted. During those chaotic peak times, what do? We're forcing our full-time workers even more, and so they're even more exhausted. So during that peak time, if you have a flexible pool, you can bring those workers in to help offset that work. And then retaining a different group of workers. How many employees right now are retiring? They're retiring saying, I don't want to work night shifts. I don't want to work 60 hours, but I want to work part-time. Maybe I'll go work at Lowe's or Home Depot. What if we had that opportunity as a flex pool that they could join that, and so they can come back in and work within our plant, and they bring that knowledge back so they can help train our new hires? And what about those people that life changes for them, become a new mom, a new parent, and I want to work, but I can't fulfill the 40-hour work week like you're asking me to? And then also creating a new talent pipeline. What about those people who will come in as a part-time worker and in 5 years from now say, you know what, I want a full-time job, and now I'm going to come work for Vitro? So I'm sure many of you are trying to figure out within your organization how this is going to work for you. But this is the story that Vitro has been on, and we're looking forward to creating this flex pool to help our workers. So I'm going to turn it back over to Rahil.
Thank you. Thank you. You can stay here, so I'll invite some. Thanks, Mary.